reporting that a vehicle rammed into a crowd of people waiting to enter a nightclub along a busy boulevard in Los Angeles early this morning, injuring 30 people. According to Captain Adam Van Gerpen, he's the public information officer for the Los Angeles City Fire Department, victims were transported to local hospitals and trauma centers. At least 3 were in critical condition after being injured along Santa Monica Boulevard in East Hollywood. Van Gerpen also said that a line of people, the majority of them female, were waiting to enter a nightclub when they were struck by a vehicle that also hit a taco truck and valet stand. Paramedics discovered that one of the patients had a gunshot wound. They're saying that this is under police investigation. This will be a large investigation with the LAPD. People inside the club came out to help in the minutes before emergency crews arrived to help the victims. Here's a quote that we do have from officials there. They were all standing in line going into a nightclub. There was a taco cart out there, so they were getting some food waiting to go in. And there's also a valet line there. The valet podium was taken out, the taco truck was taken out, and then a large number of people were impacted by the vehicle. Once again, this is a developing story as you are taking a look.
He just smacked everybody in the... He just smacked everybody, bro. Look, my boy. What the fuck? Get that drunk ass, bitch ass nigga. Oh my God, bro. Hey, come en mierda, pendeja.
So an extremely tragic situation went down in LA at this club, the Vermont or Hollywood, Vermont. It sounds like total mayhem, just melee broke up outside of this club. And it's different reports coming out in regards to what exactly the damage was as far as people being unalived and whatnot. You know, it's being referenced as a mass casualty incident. Then, you know, they're saying 37 injured, 30 plus victims. So it's not exactly clear how many lives were lost. Like, prayers out. Hopefully those numbers are low, that they're not in the 30s. And it just sounds like a crazy situation trying to piece together all these reports coming out, right? Because you've seen in that one clip, I had to blur some of it out, the guy that was driving the vehicle plowed into a bunch of people, man. It's so scary when some evil bastard gets behind the wheel with crazy intentions. You know what I mean? This is things we've seen before. Crazy flux getting behind a car and using it as a weapon. And that's what it sounds like this guy did, as reports indicate he was thrown out of the club, right? He was drunk and unruly, and that there was a fight that went down. But then there's also reports of the police looking for this guy in this blue jersey, like a 5'9" Hispanic male who is said to have shot someone. And what I was talking about blurring the footage is the dude that was pulled out of the car that was driving, that crashed into these people, hit this taco cart, right? You heard people get that motherfucker, kicking him in the head. And again, it's graphic footage, so I had to like blur some of it. But there were conflicting reports that the driver was shot, right? Like initially, they're saying, okay, a man wanted in a shooting. Here's pictures of him, an unidentified Hispanic male. But then there's this guy that crashed into a bunch of people. The guy that crashed into a bunch of people was thrown out of the club for being unruly. You see the way people were reacting, like, this drunk asshole, get him out of the car. How dare you? What's wrong with you? And in some reports, it was saying, you know what I mean, that there was a shooting and a car crash and they didn't know in which order those things happened, right? Like, did the guy get shot and plow into people? But then we hear other reports that one of the victims at the hospital being treated that were hit had a gunshot wound. So it's a bit crazy piecing together what exactly happened. And you got this guy that everyone was clearly mad at, witnesses pulling him out, trying to F him up, which reportedly is the same guy that was thrown out of the club. And then these reports of a fight happening before the crash, but then someone also being wanted for a shooting. So it was like, was the guy shooting at the driver? Was the driver the one that was shot? Was this guy that is wanted in these pictures are put out there that is said to be the shooter, was he trying to protect people from being run over by this crazy bastard? And again, conflicting reports of the driver being shot and just one of the victims of this crash being shot. It's a bit confusing. It just sounds like all out mayhem went down in LA. You see a tweet here from Karen Bass, mayor of LA, right? People are going in on her in the comments. You ruined the city. We don't trust that there'll be a thorough, full investigation. People seem to really dislike this woman. Comment your thoughts, everyone from the West Coast, from LA, about that, right? But she says, this is a heartbreaking tragedy. I want to thank more than 100 LA Fire Department and LAPD personnel who responded to the scene to help save lives. The hearts of all Angelenos are with East Hollywood this morning, and those impacted. A full investigation will be conducted into what happened. And that was, quoted with this tweet: breaking, at least 30 injured, 7 critically after driver strikes crowd of pedestrians in East Hollywood, LA Fire Department says. So I'm hearing other reports too of something about an explosion. It just seems like total melee went off. And again, there's a guy wanted in the shooting. The story is like seemingly still developing. Who exactly was shot? Why this guy who did shoot someone, if he was trying to save lives, it seems. I don't know if he'll turn himself in or what. He has to get his side of the story out. But this is just nuts, man. And again, the numbers are like 30 plus. And again, prayers up. Hopefully people recover and hopefully not many lives were lost. But it's just sounding like, it's how it goes down at bars, man. That's why you always got to be careful when you go out. People drugged up, drinking, it's just crazy. But make sure to subscribe to the channel, join the discussion in the comments. As I stated, there's just so many different conflicting reports from all these different news sites of, we got a fight, a guy thrown out of a club, a fight and a crash. We got a witness that says she remembers the shots happening after the crash. And then, a dude wanted involved, again, 5'9", Hispanic male wearing a blue jersey. You see the pictures. Wanted in connection with the shooting. Was he trying to save lives? The crowd and witnesses were clearly furious with the guy driving the car. I'm wondering what exactly the shooting aspect element of this was. What does everyone think? Do you think he could have been trying to save people or what, man? But one drunk asshole can spoil everything. Take lives, all that. Always keep your head on a swivel and be safe if you are out there partying. But again, subscribe to the channel, join the discussion. Thank you for tuning in. Prayers up for everyone involved in this incident.